Hey everyone, it's Army Gaming. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Welcome to an exclusive first look at the brand new Creator Galactic mythic monster, Sam and Colby. It's a fire mythic monster. Huge shout out to SP for giving me everything I need to make this video. They provided the monster all the cells needed to take this monster to rank 5. Any gems I use will be reimbursed, and they provided the food to feed this monster all the way to level 150. I gotta say, I really dig the design. Especially as a child, I wish I could keep this monster in the child form. That is a really cool design. When Sam and Colby decided to take on the Ultimate Haunted House Challenge, he almost made it out successfully. Almost. Right as he was leaving the main hall, he was caught by Count Vlad himself. He transformed himself into a ghost, and now he's condemned to wander through the castle for eternity. Basil Bob's summon applies vulnerable to enemies, then it deals low fire damage, then it applies nightmares. What is up with all the nightmares? We better get a random like nightmare hater. In terms of a trait, we have immune to bleed, no bleeding this monster, immune to possession, and true vision. I believe is for the team. Is it for yourself? Let me see. Area true vision, yeah. So allies gain true vision at the start of the battle. As far as traits go, definitely not that good. One of the worst ones we've seen, I would say, of the new era. But let's compare stats to other monsters. Okay, so really quickly, just so you can compare them to the other galactic monsters, you can see their stats at the very top. But now let's go by the life stat. This is actually the second tankiest monster in the whole entire game now. 142,958. That is an incredibly high life stats. You would not expect it looking at the monster. In terms of a power stats, well, he's not an attacker. This monster, surprisingly though, is still quite powerful considering Brigader, Holter, and Copperbeard are the strongest of the new monsters. Sam and Colby are actually in third place for the Galactic era monsters. Wow, 10,736, tied with that of Nerathia. So in the Blossom, obviously you see like a lot of attacker names here. They have a slightly higher power stat, like 200 points is not a big difference. In terms of a speed stat, this monster is the fastest monster in the game. So I gotta say, from the brand new era, stats-wise, Sam and Colby are probably the most impressive. You have the highest speed stats, and you have the second highest life stats, right? And the power is decent. It's not like the worst, it's decent. It's slightly above average in the Blossom era, but again, it's like a few point difference. Obviously, Brigadier Holter impresses the most. But yeah, stats-wise, that life stat, that speed stat, Sam and Colby have got it going on. Spectral Poke deals low special damage to one enemy, 26 stamina, 0 cooldown. Lower Lights applies minor blind to one enemy, 22 stamina, 0 cooldown. This is basically days without damage reduction, so it's a 25% accuracy reduction. Burning Daw deals low fire damage to one enemy and applies Nightmare to one enemy. So Nightmare deals low dark damage and removes 10% of stamina each turn. So 36, 1 turn cooldown. Spirit Channeling applies vulnerable to one enemy first, which increases incoming attacks by 50%, and then it deals very low special damage to one enemy. So it's a setup skill on a 1 turn cooldown. We have, Assist's Method deals moderate special damage to one enemy first, and then you total blind, and then you vulnerable to one enemy. Total blind is 100% accuracy reduction. The enemy will miss their next attack against you. We have Fire Pentagram deals low fire damage to all enemies, applies nightmares to all enemies, and removes positive effects to all enemies. Requires cooldown. Alright, so the removing positive effects is good. In a taunt and mega taunt and dodge area, it's not as efficient, but still could be useful. And B Empath applies blind and vulnerable to all enemies. We talked about this again. All enemies not that useful depending on who you're facing. So more of a war-based monster. The good thing is it doesn't deal damage, so you don't got to worry about triggering stuff against yourself. Broken Lantern deals low fire damage to enemies and applies minor blind. Ooh, okay. He's not a good monster. I can start off with that. He does have a main of Deny with that total blind. I'd probably do the AoE blind vulnerable for when it comes in handy. But most of the time, turn 1, you're going to be doing total blind. So there's that. What the heck? Nightmares. We don't need nightmares. Blind, total blind. Yeah, he's more of a war-based. If you can remove positive effects from everyone, that might be the thing you do on turn 1. The problem is there's not really a slot for this monster. Typically, you want to taunt or mega taunt, so that takes up 1 slot. And then you want a monster that can do something and support your attacker. Since he's not an attacker, I guess he supports with vulnerable, but that's it, right? When we have monsters that can do like triple damage to the attacker and it's a pierce monster, that's what you're going to be running. Realistically, this monster is one of those monsters that never is going to get used. Low fire damage nightmares. Who cares about nightmares? Minor blind, who cares? Low special damage, who cares? Minor blind to everyone, no, who cares? So this might be the best skill set I have. Most of the time, you're going to total blind someone. You can't run him 3 speed though, because I keep mentioning Taunt Mega Taunt. Like, if you total blind that monster, who cares? They have a lot of self skills. It's not going to do you much benefit. So you need someone that can trade disable first, and then you go in for a total blind. The vulnerable helps you kill that monster. Blind and vulnerable to everyone. So you need to run this guy with the trade disable monster. That's the only way I can see this monster being utilized. Let's go Master Staff. Let's go with at least stamina is not something you'll ever worry about. We'll go for airdrop for now. Alright, so this video might be pretty fast because I am not liking the monster whatsoever. Skill set wise, I think you supplement your main monster. So team speed, 3 team speed, 2 team speed, and a single speed, or all team speed. Tough monster to work with. Tough monster. Alright, let's take him out. I'm already taking him to rank 5. Hopefully that'll help. But let's take him out to PvP and let's see what he can do. Okay, we actually are going to switch the last rune to a team speed as well. Like I mentioned, I have no idea what to do, what kind of team to run with this monster. So I'm going to try a 3-speed Shadow, team speed on Simon Colby, team speed 2 strength on Serpentech, who again is my attacker. And because they all have team speed, I should be able to outpace Serpentech, so I'll be able to help Serpentech go. The biggest problem with Shadow is she's not the best at cleansing negative effects. So there's a lot of dots, I might be in trouble. Unfortunately, Sam also can't cleanse negative effects for my team, so like, we'll see what happens. Let's click fight. We will see what happens. Total blind is also not the best denial in the game. Alright, and unfortunately we have an anticipation monster. Oof. Alright, and a Megaton, so this is going to be really bad. Catholicon first. See, all these dots I'm probably going to cleanse, so waste the AoE cleanse. Total blind vulnerable, useless right now. Blind vulnerable probably. Remove positive effects from all enemies. I mean, I have a Pierce monster, so I don't care about that. If anything, this just showcases the difficulty of this monster. We'll go with our B Empath, which applies vulnerable, which guarantees an OTK, but it would have been an OTK regardless, right? Alright, there we go. Alright, Sam. So, I don't know what I got to hit with. I don't think that does much. Yeah, I don't know. Let's trade disable you. Let's remove your positive effects. Let's turn transfer here. Watch. I want to total blind him, and then I want him to like res his team. Total blind, vulnerable. I think he'll die with the dots actually. Yeah. Alright, Calamities. Alright, let's end it before I suddenly win. On to the next one. Yeah, this is gonna be a short video. There's not much this monster can do in PvP. There's just not. Yeah, if you got him, great, but you're not really gonna utilize him at all. All right, I can reduce your accuracy, right? Yes, I can. Okay, cool. The dots are so bad in the game too. I have to cleanse first. All right. Okay. Here we go. So we are going to. Ah, he's gonna do enchantment though and cleanse. Darn it. See, so total blind. In the event he doesn't, let me total blind vulnerable here. Oh, enlightenment. I said enchantment. Darn it. Ah, this Sam and Colby monster. Oh, why? Come on. Give me something. I already took him to rank 5 too. I don't see a situation in which he can be used. Alright, we have evasion, we have megatons. Okay, maybe the poison's not too bad. I can survive with poison. So let's dismantle. More pacifier. I actually don't even know why I'm going through all this trouble. Oh, because of his team skills, huh? Shadow on myself. It removes positive effects from an enemy. Let's get rid of your positive effect protection. Let's get rid of your traits. I'm out of stamina. Well, that was pointless. Recharge. I think she's gonna cleanse. I think that was a cleanse. Your turn, Creek. Yeah, welcome to the shortest review. Again, my Pierce monster can do most of the game, like win the game by itself. If I just had a triple damage buff, double damage buff, I'd be solid. Let's just turn transfer. Again, you look at the skills. I can vulnerable, okay. I can remove positive effects and give everyone nightmares, but actually they have immune to torture, so nightmares won't land. I can blind and vulnerable everyone, and then I can total blind one monster. So let me blind invulnerable everyone. Wild Fig, thank goodness for that blind. He still died from Bottom Magma. And then recharge, and then total blind. Yeah, let me look through his skills. Is there something I missed, or is he just not worth it at all? Evolving traits. Yeah, the trait was bad too. Low fire, minor blind. Low fire 1, nightmare to 1, minor. Yeah, guys, Sam Colby, not a good monster. Design is really cool. I dig the design. Fantastic looking monster. It feels like he could have had like a possession, double possession, mega possession. They could have done so much more with him. But they made him like a vulnerable nightmare blind monster that ended up being no bueno. So with that being said, guys, that is it for my analysis on Sam Colby, my monster review. If you guys disagree with me, have any other thoughts, let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much, and remember to subscribe.